Good morning, Mr. Sniffles. Did you take the Heather Ann out of my bay?
I did. It's currently with me.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, no worries. I just logged in, and the ship that I was standing in has suddenly disappeared. I went, what?
Yeah.
Where's
So
the
funny.
ship?
Yeah, I've commandeered her temporarily to dig out this old Omega base a little bit more.
Yeah, all right, no worries.
I'll have her back to you as good as new in no
Oh,
time.
I'm not too worried. I got an
Well,
entire freaking thing full of gold sitting here that I got to get rid of yet.
I figured that was yeah. I thought you were tied up with gold to deal with. So, but yeah, I did ask, did I?
Yeah, well, you mentioned it, and I was just double checking to make sure that the boys didn't come back on and go for a repeat of last night. So
Yeah. I saw the damage to your base. They did a bit of a number on there, but it's not too bad.
yeah. Well, it was a full scale war going on. They kept coming in with tanks. They'd go over the thing. They'd come back with more tanks. I finally got a chance to see the turtle in action. I was overjoyed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm sorry I missed it because it sounded like it would have been a joyful ruffle stump.
Yeah. It was actually a lot of fun. Even Luce got into it, and Static got into it, and I think Blighted.
Fucking hell. Sounds like a right old shindig.
Yeah.
I
There
didn't get
was
an
some.
invite.
I hear there was some dodgy goings on though. From what I heard from Luce, which is a single source, so I'm willing to
Yeah.
consider other sources. But Blighted got stuck in Imora's base because Imora's base is private.
It was. Yeah.
Faction. So Imora asked for admin assistance to get out
Yes.
of the base.
And they
Admin
had.
set Imora's base to public
Yeah.
so that Blighted could get out, and did not um,
Reset it.
not then set it back off in public. I suppose he wouldn't have been able to set it to ABS or anything. He would need Imora to do that, I guess.
Yeah, that was
And
the
then
problem.
decided to take the opportunity while the base was public to then attack it and raid it and set it to their own faction.
Well, what had happened was I had started out like I logged on. Well, I was on. I was just mining gold, and I periodically checked the B menu to see who's on, and I noticed that they had a new player. They had um,
Matter
uh,
on the UK.
Ultron and
Matter.
Magic all were on.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, they're showing a new guy around. I'm curious as to find out this back door. Like, I've been poking at this back door for a couple of days now. I went over, I started poking on the back door. Of course, I'm flying the drone into a room full of gun turrets and shit like that. So I'm just it's just making noise. So I unload a couple of rounds of plasma shot in there just to see if I can shake things up. And these guys come and fly out and did exactly what I was expecting them to do. I wanted them to fly uh, out so that I could find out where the hell their entrance was. So I'm watching them on a map so I can get an idea where they're coming out from the mountainside. And then I jump in the shuttle and I boot it out of there. Um, and then I'm just dicking around for a little bit, giving them some grief. But nobody was on. It was like the first time in a long time nobody on our faction was actually active. So I'm just sitting here with the shuttle and my base defenses, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nobody's on, and I'm like, I wanted to grab
Yeah.
like a tank, or I wanted to grab like Reaver's Fate or something and get it over here, so I had a ship that actually was combat capable, just in case they decided to pursue. So I'm pinging everybody, see if I get some action happening here, and they circle around the planet, come up behind me, and start stripping out my gun turrets with a little SV. Um, they get about most of the gun turrets gone, and they get a little too close, and the turtle opens up and rips the thing open like a ripe tomato.
Okay.
You know, and
Good.
I go over, I clean up the mess. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, they dropped me like a couple of cargo boxes full of gold and ammo,
Why would
and
they have gold on them?
I have no.
Fuck, yeah.
I,
I would've
but
dropped that off.
I mean, cargo boxes full of shit. So I clean this up, and I turn around and I go land the shuttle over by what remains my greenhouse now. And these guys come over the ridge to the west of me with 2 tanks, like a heavy D and one of their OGG tanks.
Yeah, one of dreams.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, well, I said
your tanks have been destroyed.
And well, of course they get a lucky shot and shoot me off the top of the shuttle, like I was standing on top of it. So hit me with a plasma shot or something, kill me instantly.
Yeah.
I respawn, run back to the shuttle, get in the shuttle, fly up, and I'm just pounding on them. I've just got like dumbfire rockets, so I'm just pounding on them. And the turtle opens up and rips 2 of the tanks wide open. By this point in time, these guys are starting to realize it's like, I'm under attack, and Luce is logging in. He's like, hey, I heard you were having it. I'm like, yeah, I'm under attack right now. And of course, everybody's all over the planet, so it took them like 5 minutes to respawn.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah. That's the problem when you got a faction spread out.
Yeah. So by the time everybody got here, it was...
Because these Omega dogs are never on. You know, we're trying to keep ourselves busy and actually do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, we're going to be spread out all over the shop because we're not expecting an attack because they don't attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Till now.
Well, this is the thing. One of the balances we need to do for PvP.
Yeah. Well, I was going to suggest. What was I going to suggest? A third PvP faction. I don't know if we got the numbers for it, but
Yeah, that'd be tricky.
the problem with 2 is that you could quite easily have one just literally ruffle stop the other, and then they'll never be able to recover. Whereas
Which is
with
pretty much
3,
what you got. Yeah.
yeah, with 3 you have the kind of circle of life, as I like to call it. Where if one attacks the other, then the other one attacks the first one.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. Because they're always looking for the weakest to fight against. The weakest will be the first one that moves against another one, probably.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
going to be my idea. But like I said, I don't know if we got the numbers for it.
That's the thing, isn't it? Pre-origin PvPs.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're struggling to keep 2v2, 1v1 going.
Well,
yeah,
I
what
think
you mean, though, it's
you could
numbers
quite
and the fact that
safely-
people aren't on. I realise that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be popular, but we can quite safely split our faction into 2 with the amount of people that we got in ours.
Probably, yeah.
You could say, quite easy to say, it's a minimum of 3, and then after that, each faction gets plus 1 member as people come in, basically. But
I would
at the
say
same
yes
time,
to
I'm
that.
kind of against forced faction alignment. People should be able to play with whoever they want to play with, but
Yeah, I agree.
at these numbers, it just doesn't work like that.
We can't work it like this. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So far we've had you lot. Yeah, literally. I don't think have they actually won anything. They got a point.
Well, I mean, I gave them 2 points to begin with because they destroyed our base straight away. They
Of course.
killed us immediately. Necrom did.
Yeah,
It was only because Luce had a survival constructor that we were able to survive and rebuild.
Yep, true. So that's the first blood to them.
That was
really.
the first point. We attacked them. We massively lost. We lost 3 SVs in a tank
Yeah, I remember.
in their base. We did a lot of damage, but ultimately it was a loss for us.
Yeah, because that was when Blighted got too close, got shot down or something. The other one rescued.
That was a skirmish. That wasn't really
Right.
attack or defense. That was Blighted got shot down because he didn't. This base of theirs, we didn't know was there, so we had no waypoint for it. Was just flying back to our base when he suddenly started taking fire in his trash CV. So the first shot or 2 took out fucking generators or whatever.
Yeah.
He was down. We went to rescue him.
Yes, I remember the video from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so, and then the last one was us ruffle stopping the base that I'm now in, taking over.
Yeah, I saw that. 2
With your
renegades.
tanks.
Lucy.
Yeah, 2 renegades and a
Fucking
few
cargoes,
sailors.
Yeah.
Just sort of swept the base aside and went.
Yeah, that was
Defenses.
really a test. Yeah. 2 renegades plus your tank as well. Just Your pinpoint accuracy with their miniguns, by the way, Gatlins, just fucking tore that fucking shit apart.
Oh well, there was a turret that was sort of buried in the ground that our turrets weren't shooting at, so the only option I had was to try and hit it with the Gatlins. Like I'm trying to hold the tank like pointing up, and it's constantly obviously trying to level itself because it's a hollow tank.
Yep.
So it's quite hard to hit with the Gatlins.
Oh, it is, yeah. I'm fully aware of that. Why my tanks don't have them really, because it's very difficult to actually aim whilst you're trying to turrets going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Pulling back so that it'll target the closest one, things like that. Or resetting the tank, as it were. But yeah. Oh well, such is life.
Anyhow, the reason his base got turned or captured was they every time they died, they'd respawn over there.
Yeah, because it was public, I guess.
Yeah, it was the closest public, and it was like, it was hilarious.
But Mora hadn't been on to reset his base back to private since Magic changed it to public using admin commands. Maybe he set it to faction so that. But if he set it to faction, he's still going to just respawn there. So I don't understand.
No, he set it to his faction yesterday and took out some internal bases and took out the spawner so that they would quit respawning there. But then, of course, now they can't. He can't turn it off faction, so now it's stuck in his faction until it's either admined over or.
So I mean, they could have just destroyed the spawner there and they left it at that, but they chose to change it to their faction, loot it.
Yep.
And then blow it up, and that just, well, to me, that's admin abuse. To put it bluntly.
Does seem a little bit odd.
I'm sure he's got an explanation of why he did that. He's also under the impression that Alpha 8 will be out by the end of this week.
Yep.
According to Wolf. I'm not sure. I didn't realise Wolf had a red phone linked to Elion Studios.
Yeah.
I doubt it, personally, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, the new patch notes, 5 dropped yesterday, was it?
Yeah.
There's nothing in there, I read them today, there's nothing in there to say that there's getting released next week.
No, and they haven't even detailed any of the extra stuff that they were talking about in the very first patch notes.
Oh, is that?
So, repair to blueprint, how that's going to work or anything like that. So I'd be very surprised to see it by the end of this week. I still think it's going to be
a month.
End of April, about 2 weeks' time, that we'll see the first iteration. But I don't have a red phone to Elion Studios, it's a guess.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Educated, but it's a guess. Look at the stats, see what they're saying.
Yeah, I killed 3 of your stalker tanks with the turtle.
Why stalker tanks?
Yeah, I think they're wolf stalker tanks.
Well, OGG stalkers. I got 3 corpses. I got 3 corpses on the field of battle here.
If they've got my OGG stalkers, where the fuck are they getting them from? Because I didn't build them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing too that was starting to bother me was I was under the impression that we were supposed to purchase all of our stuff, and it's like now it's like, oh well, everything's in factory. I got 3 of these in factory and all this in factory and this kind of shit. It's all I was hearing. I'm like, well, you're just respawning tanks left, right, and center and loading them up and coming over the ridge.
Yeah, as far as the rules are, as far as I'm aware, I think Spans will probably back me on this, is CVs have to be done through the freelancers, but you can use your factory for SVs and HVs.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think CVs are in the rules because we factoried the Junker.
Of course, yeah.
So,
at the moment,
I think the factory is open use, as far as I'm aware.
Well, I was under the impression it was supposed to be that freelancers were the only ones to use the factory, but I think that was on Alpha 8.
I'm pretty sure that was for the next season, so I'm kind of hoping that actually comes in because, like, they openly admitted that they had a whole stack of tanks in their factories, and I'm like, okay, it's a little bit rude, but okay.
That's fine, as far as I see it. If they've managed to get the materials and time to build 12 tanks in their factory.
Cool.
And be ammunition and power and things to fuel them and arm them. Then fair enough.
Yeah.
The idea of the PvP stuff was that it was supposed to be a bit of a fucking all-out war.
Yeah.
In fact, you know, that's what we were doing. And toys got thrown out of pram.
Yeah.
Because it's too imbalanced.
I don't know. I'm just saying next time there's no grace periods.
Well, again, it's one of those, if you destroy their base utterly, yeah, and they have nothing, keep the game going. To keep the game going, you've got to pretty much give them some time to start again. Yeah, because or you get the problem you've got now, which is that the wolves have got people in it. They got caned a few times, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, can't really go on. Can't really live with this.
Yeah.
It does not bother anymore. Got to give them a chance to get back into the game. Otherwise, it's just not going to work at all.
So you need to stop making fucking stupid decisions as well.
Well, yeah, having a backup plan is usually a good idea. Yeah, no worries. I'm just flying around recording some after
fucking combat footage.
Yeah, if you will. It's like I'm looking at your dead tanks and my dead tanks and smashing they did to the... I just finished building... Hell, I didn't even get the video uploaded. I just finished building this fucking greenhouse for something to do. And they shot the whole front of it off. The whole side of it is gone. Oh, the thing that killed me was I never had a chance to get fraps turned on before these guys hit me with their third wave. I'm like, give me a second to get recording software open. I gotta open up tabs.
You always got to have it open in the background and then just have a keyboard shortcut to start recording. That's what I've got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hadn't planned on doing anything except mining gold, so.
That's a fair one.
You know, I was just trying to dig out these stinking gold nuggets.
Sound a bit under the weather there, Stan.
Yeah. I apologise. I did say to Dream. No, I'm very unwell, so unless you want to hear coughing, spluttering, and sniffing and stuff, I'm not coming on TeamSpeak. And then he was like, just come on TeamSpeak.
Fucking right. Just coughing, spluttering, and sneezing. I think we can all deal with that.
Well, it's not like we haven't heard it before. I mean, some of these guys get on here and they sound like they're on death's door. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Fucking hell, half the time, fucking Wolf sounds like he's near death.
Oh, these guys, they damaged my armor on the turtle and broke a few blocks.
Oh well.
And 2 engines.
Oh dear.
I'm crushed.
Yeah.
Might as well just strip the whole thing down and rebuild it. Oh my god. Not bad for... I mean, it did exactly what it was designed for. It just sat here, and anything that came near it got killed.
That's the idea, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, it was a sight to behold that was not beheld.
Oh.
Oh. And then I took it and I drove around the battlefield a few times, started shooting at stuff when everybody else showed up. It was fun. I wish you could put a spawn point in your hover vessels and small vessels.
That would involve a medical chamber.
Yeah.
Unless they decided to put a medical chamber that it could be used on an SV or an HP, then yeah, that'd be great. But at the moment, we can't.
I mean,
definitely a good idea.
That would be a great idea. I mean, especially with some of these monstrous HVs and SVs. You know, like you park the Sky Whale or something over there, and I mean, you respawn on the damn thing 3-4 times, and
really damage from that. Fucking hell, bells. Oh, I beached the fucking gold digger. Shit.
That'll be why.
That's why she's not moving.
Yeah.
Oh, you caught her on something?
Well, she's seems to have dug a small canyon,
Yeah.
and she's currently wedged between the two sides of this small canyon.
Oops.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm going to send these guys a bill for some concrete.
I don't think you're going to get a reply.
Yeah, I think you might get a bill for 5 tanks.
I think it was more like 6 tanks and a couple of hover vessels, or small vessels. But yeah,
Either way.
they killed my cannons on top of the garage. Oh, that's funny.
User joined your channel.
Hi guys.
Hey, bye.
Hey.
Dream, are you okay for me to pick up that order now? Because I'm thinking I can do a run as nobody else is on the Alpha team.
Really? There's 2 in this channel.
Oh, damn.
It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm digging stuff. You can go ahead. I'm not going to do anything. I pinky promise.
Okay, well, I'm taking a heavy fighter along anyway, so.
Oh, that'll stop them. Yeah. At the moment, mate, I can't. So I'll I can't do it at the moment anyway, bye.
Okay, no problem.
So I'm expecting a phone call from the doctor, and my son's just walked through the door. So
What a bastard.
I'm gonna have to bow out for a bit anyway. So
Okay, no problem. I was just
I
asking.
do apologise. No worries. Herd, how long are you on for, by the way?
Not too much longer. I gotta get ready to go to work here.
All right, buddy.
I got up a little earlier than I had planned, so.
Right, you are. Just out of interest, did you know anything about these fucking wolves?
Did I do how, what?
On the arena, did you do anything to promote these wolves? Is this your doing, or is it Michael's doing?
Oh, it must have been Michael. I thought that was something you guys were planning on doing.
No, I don't know why the wolves are here. I was leaving the arena wolves as the crater. Alright, I'll have to catch you about it. Right, anyway guys, I'm going to have to bow out anyway, so yeah.
Alright,
If
cheers.
you're back for the day, mate, I'll catch you, and likewise, anyone else is on for the day, I'll catch you on in a bit.
Take it easy, bud.
Yeah, I'm logging me out real quick. It's funny, I got
User disconnected from your channel.
the restaurant is full of grass. Looks like a freaking jungle in here. It's hilarious.
I'll be right back.
Well, kids, there's a bit of the story of what happened. Of course, some of the banter on the TeamSpeak and whatnot. Yes, I was attacked quite substantially, as you can see from the damage footage. They came over this ridge here with the heavy D tanks and the OGG tanks, and smashed up a few of my buildings. This base originally was designed as a, quote, soft target. The reason I had nothing on here more substantial than cannon and minigun turrets was I was trying to lure them in to actually engage in a combat. This base did exactly as it was designed to do. Actually, since I'm still parked here, as you can see from the turtle, it was designed to park. This is what the turtle was designed to do. It was designed to sit and park and be a mobile defense platform. It's not an attack tank. It doesn't have the speed or the maneuverability of an attack tank. In its current state mode, it's powered down. I have all primary engines offline, all thrusters. The miniguns are online only to deal with mobs, and then the turrets are on. And with that, I have quite a few hours of fuel, like usually 2 or 3 days off a full tank. And I just basically log in every day, top it up, let it idle. And as you can see, this was the side that took the brunt of their damage. It was facing the opposite way. This side was facing up in that corner. They were pounding me through the space between the buildings and hitting this part of the tank. The whole design of the tank is turrets will, especially if you're left on default settings, turrets will attack engines. These little hover engines are ringing around the outside perimeter of the turtle tank. So what happens is shots blast on and hit at the lowest point and try to hit the hover engines at the lowest point. They actually ignore these primary drive thruster clusters. And usually what I'll see is I'll have a giant crater right where the hover engines are on the one side, especially if the tank is moving. Like, all I have to do is just drift it a little bit and the turret fire is wasted on the ground, which is exactly what the turtle was designed for. The footage I'm showing, or I've shown here, shows the tanks flying that were smashed down, and they shot up my greenhouse that I had just finished recording the episode for and had powered up. Again, it's not even armored concrete. This is strictly concrete blocks. They were probably trying to shoot something on the backside of this, and that's all they did. This is 2 layers thick of concrete with a layer of heavy underneath it, and this is leading down to what the gold digger design tank that Spanch had was parked down in here. I had named it the Heather Ann after one of the first gold diggers I ever encountered, and this was basically, this is a cargo pod from 2 seasons ago that I just spawned in off a blueprint, and every one of these is filled with gold ore. I put an extra 10 or 20 some odd cargo boxes up on top here, and was actually filling these as well with gold. I was thinking it was about 2, yeah, it was on my third box already, or second box already on this side, with gold. I mean, these nodes here, I have blown these nodes out about 4 times already, and they're still respawning. The endless supply of gold is exactly that. It's an endless supply of gold. You can't get rid of it. I need to adjust that shuttle back to faction. Now again, I'm one of them kind of players that I don't really care if there's a war going on and somebody jumps into one of my ships or one of my craft and it gets shot up. You know, that's exactly what the game is meant for. And that's exactly how I play. So I had a lot of fun. I really, really feel badly that I wasn't able to get any video footage of the attack last night or the damage done to the bases other than this. But as you can see now, there is nobody online again. And this happened just literally as I was getting ready to log off for the evening. So if Alpha 8 drops in the next couple of days, awesome. If not, who knows? Perhaps these guys will come back on. We'll do something. But I'm going to spend some time in the next couple of days and repair the base. Put some weapon turrets up. They were so nice, they gave me a whole pile of weapons to replace all the ones that they broke on the first craft that was shot down. Where did I put them? Just spammed stuff into chests last night here. when I was doing cleanup, but I had 20. There was 20 cannons and 20 rockets that I picked up. Something else I noticed now, a lot of these guys are carrying plasma charge hover vessels. And what I'm planning on doing when I actually do the remodel on the turtle, which was part of the reason I brought it in, is I'm going to strip off half the miniguns on the top. These are only to shoot predators. That's the only reason I have the miniguns. So I'm thinking I'm going to strip off half the miniguns, and I'm going to put on some plasma turrets and hook them into the primary combat group. So then you have rockets and plasma shooting from the tank. But what I'll probably do is I'll take out the angled minigun turrets, these ones here on the sides, and just have the 4 primary directions covered with the miniguns for predators. Because that's the only reason, that's all they're good for, is predators. But plasma has become a viable weapon primarily because they are dropping so much ammo for plasma that, you know, I wouldn't have a shortage. So thanks all for watching, kids. I hope to see you on the next episode, where who knows what'll happen, if Alpha 8 drops. If not, yeah, that's how it goes. And good night for now.